Hello kids, how are you? So kids, do you know we are going to start with unit number 3, that is the human body, and chapter number 6, our senses. So now let's revise. Color the picture using the following instructions. Color the organ that we use for sight green. Color the organ that we use for hearing yellow. Color the organ that we use for taste pink. Color the organ that we use for smell red. Color the organ that we use for touch blue. Students, you can see the kid and you have to color his different organs according to the colors mentioned. Now, let's begin. The organs which help us to sense the outside world are called sense organs. Our eyes, nose, ears, tongue and skin are our sense organs. Our sense organ helps us to understand and feel various things happening around us. Now, first of all, sense of sight. Eyes helps us to see when light falls on the retina at the back of the eye. The light rays change into a signal. This signal is sent to the brain, which help us to see. The colored part of the eye is called iris. Our eyes are protected by thin flaps of skin called eyelids. Eyelids protect our eyes from the dust and germs. Here you can see the beautiful blue eyes. So student, what is the color of your eye? Now we have a fascinating fact. Some people cannot see. They are called visually impaired or blind people. They can read and write with the help of a special system called braille. Now let's move on further. Sense of smell. Nose helps us to smell. We have two nostrils. There are tiny cells called neurons inside our nostrils. These cells send signals to our brain whenever we smell something. Our brain helps to interpret these signals. The sense of smell also helps us to taste our food. Whenever our nose is blocked due to cold, our food tastes bland. Here you can see a kid smelling a rose. Now kids, let's move on further. Sense of hearing. Ears helps us to hear. When sound enters in our ears send signals to the brain. The brain helps us to identify various sounds. We can distinguish between soft, shrill, loud and musical sounds. We can also identify a person on the basis of his voice. You can see a picture of ear. Now kids, let's see the fascinating fact. Some people are not able to hear. They are called hearing impaired or deaf people. They communicate with each other with the help of a special language called sign language. Sign language is a way of talking by using our hands. Now, sense of taste. Our tongue helps us to taste things. It helps us to distinguish between sweet, salty, bitter and sour things. Our tongue also helps us to speak. You can see the tongue. Now kids, find out how can a tongue distinguish between different tastes? Now let's do the sense of touch. Our skin helps us in our sense of touch. It allows us to tell if something is hot or cold, smooth or rough, and wet or dry. Our skin has many sense receptors. When we touch something, these receptors send message to the brain. Our brain helps us to feel the things. Our whole body is covered by skin. Now the fascinating fact, skin is the largest sense organ. Name any two things each which are, here you can see, sharp, rough, hot, cold, smooth, wet, dry, hard, soft, sticky. So kids, you have to write down the examples, two of each. Now, things we should not touch. We should not touch switches and electrical appliances with wet hands. They can give us an electric shock. We should not touch very hot objects. We should touch sharp things like blades, knives, etc. very carefully. Now students, we will discuss good touch and bad touch. When our parents hug us or pat us on our head or back, we feel nice and warm. It is called a good touch. We also like it when our friends and relatives touch us. Sometimes we feel uncomfortable when someone touches us where we do not like to be touched. Such a type of touch is called a bad touch. We can always distinguish between a good touch and a bad touch. We should always trust our instincts in such cases. If we feel uncomfortable by someone's touch, we should discuss it with our teachers or parents. Here you can see a mother hugging his kid. Thank you, students. Bye-bye.